respected principal ma'am and all the teachers present here. As we all know that we all have gathered here for our in-house training. Today's topic of training is experiential learning method, and our resource person is Mrs. Preeti Chaudhary. Before starting the session, I would like to invite Mr. Kajal sir, Shubhodip sir, Rajneesh sir and Preeti ma'am to light the candle and seek the blessings from the
एक साथ सटाइए ना, चारों को एक साथ पकड़ के सटाइए, फिर गाड़िएगा।
Now start.
First of all, I would like to extend my hearty thanks to our respected director sir and our respected principal ma'am for giving me a golden opportunity to say something about the related topic of new education policy. Very good afternoon to all of you. After 8 periods, we all are in exhaust phase. Now, all of you enter in relaxed, smile and in happy mood. Myself, Preeti Chaudhary, I am going to present in-house training on the topic of experiential learning method for school students. My topic is experiential learning method for school students. Experiential learning, just because it's hands-on, doesn't mean it's minds-on. There are 11 types of experiential teaching methods. Two types of teaching methods are direct approach and experiential approach. In direct approach, expository strategies, demonstrative, expository and deductive. And in experiential approach, exploratory strategies are there. Inductive, exploratory, reflective, constructivism, problem solving, laboratory, inquiry and metacognition. We have already attended webinar the most of these topics. Now let's see the difference between traditional learning and the experiential learning. Read a manual. In traditional learning, read a manual, watch a video, go to a seminar, review case studies. And in experiential learning, immersive experiences, think challenges, mirror real life, unique exercises. The retention rate of traditional learning is 5%, whereas experiential learning retention rate is 90%. According to John Dewey, we do not learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience.
बस साउंड कम थोड़ा सा छोड़
और सर इतना नहीं किए थे?
हाँ
नहीं किए।
चालू कर दें चलिए
Experiential learning, just because it's hands-on, doesn't mean it's minds-on. There are 11 types of experimental teaching methods: direct approach and experiential approach. In direct approach, expository strategies, that is the demonstrative, expository and deductive. And in experiential approach, exploratory strategies, inductive, exploratory, reflective, constructivism, problem solving, laboratory, inquiry and metacognition. We have already attended webinars the most of these topics. Now let's see the difference between traditional learning and the experimental learning. In the traditional learning, read a manual, watch a video, go to a seminar and review case study. And in experiential learning, immersive experiences, team challenges, mirror real life, unique exercise. The retention rate of traditional learning is 5% and the retention rate of experiential learning is 90%. Now the conventional learning and the experiential learning. In conventional learning, training focus, predefined learning, very theoretical, fixed in its framework for organizational needs and involves the transfer of knowledge. And in experiential learning, learning focus, customized learning, very hands-on, open-ended and flexible for one's personal growth, and knowledge is usually developed here. According to John Dewey, we do not learn from experience, we learn from reflecting on experience. Now, experiential learning. What is the experiential learning? A white paper from a big rock. Experimental learning is the process of learning through experience and is more specifically defined as learning through reflection on doing. Experiential learning. Experiential learning is the process of making meaning from direct experience, that is, learning from experience. Experiential learning is a more effective way to gaining understanding of materials than lecture-based discussion. We retain 75% of what we do compared to 5% of what we hear. According to Aristotle, for the thing we have to learn before we can do them. We learn by doing them. Experiential learning has main three domains: do, reflect, and apply. First domain is do. Here, experience is the first. Participants and students are engaged here in the learning activity. They learn a lot of things from the experiment. And then next domain reflect. They share their point of view with each other. Participants review what occurred during the activity and processes review how the activity was performed. Next, apply. Generalize, make connection between activity and life skill. This domain, after sharing their experience, participants try to connect all the activity and skill and to develop a new thing. Now participants become in innovative stages. They try to innovate a new things for the mankind.
वीडियो है क्या
The Indian education system is plagued by a myriad issues these days. They include, among many other problems, rote learning, low student engagement and motivation, suboptimal learning outcomes, and paucity of teachers and resources. These issues eat away at the very fabric of our society. Almost 4 generations since our independence, India still revels in a medieval educational system largely devoid of any reform or innovations, and still churning out tens of millions of graduates every year, most of whom have not developed any skills to take on the jobs and challenges of the 21st century. To address the situation requires a systemic change at all levels. Think Tank aims to achieve at least a part of that by making hands-on experiential science learning accessible to all. Think Tank has curated more than 500 hands-on science and maths activities which cover the majority of topics addressed in school science and mathematics curriculum. These hands-on activities, like this wonderful pen stand demonstrated here, are carefully designed using household materials, reusable trash materials, and affordable and accessible specialized materials, but all in their raw form, making activities or tactivities derived from the words tactile activities, as we call them. Using these materials enables children to make, remake, and tinker with materials without the fear of damaging them. The great Russian psychologist Lev Vygotsky, in his seminal work of the 1970s, talks about the 3 zones a child might find herself or himself in while learning. The comfort zone, where she or he can work unassisted. The challenge zone, calls the zone of proximal development, where learning happens through scaffolding, and the frustration zone, which is out of reach for too difficult. According to Vygotsky, true learning can only happen in the challenge zone, something we strive to keep in mind while designing and delivering activities to children.
Now next is classroom seminar. We can arrange classroom seminar. In this seminar, we can form small group between the students for a specific topics. As we are teacher, we will motivate them. And we should encourage them to give their point of view freely and frankly. And there will be a frank discussion on it. It is also a part of experimental learning beyond the board work. Next is ask your doubt. We can encourage the student or support the student to clear their doubts in class. Doubts may be related to curriculum or beyond curriculum. As a teacher, we must respond in positive and in polite way and try to clear their doubts. Now the advantages of the experimental learning. Workshop, find your talents, enhance your skills and help others. According to Cole's experimental learning process, the experimental learning is divided in 4 topics, which we have already discussed in previous slides. Concrete experience, doing and having an experience, reflective observation, reviewing and reflecting on the experience, abstract conceptualization, concluding or learning from the experience. Next, active experimentation, planning or trying out what you have learned. Next important part of experimental learning is micro teaching skill. Teacher must be aware of experimental teaching learning process, which will be helpful for teachers and students. Now, what is the micro teaching? Micro teaching is a teacher training technique that helps the training teacher to master and teaching skills. It requires the teacher training to use specified teaching skill, to teach a single concept, to teach for a short time, to teach every small number of students. There is 3 phases of micro teaching: knowledge acquisition, skill acquisition and transferring phases. At that time, teaching following in heads must be taken care of, that is legibility, that means the easy to do, size and alignment in a straight line, highlighting main points, utilization of the space, blackboard summary, correctness, position of the teacher and contact with the pupils. Now see the different phases of experimental learning. During field visit, student can observe the activity which is going on in nature according to their skill. Importance of regular laboratory visit. Visit to chemistry lab, visit to physics lab, visit to biology lab, after visiting the different labs, the student can understand practical approaches of the field of science.
Onion and cheek cells. The cell is the basic structural and functional unit of all known living organisms. Some organisms, such as bacteria, are unicellular, consisting of a single cell. Other organisms, such as humans, are multicellular, having many cells. A cell mainly consists of a fluid-filled space called cytoplasm and is surrounded by a cell membrane. The cytoplasm contains a nucleus, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, lysosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, ribosomes, and vacuoles. Plants have an additional boundary wall called the cell wall, which is absent in animal cells. Plant cells have large liquid-filled vacuoles, which occupy most of the volume in the mature plant cell. Plant cells also contain chloroplast, which is absent in animals. To prepare a stained temporary mount of an onion peel. To do the experiment we require cover slip, glycerine, glass slides, onion, watch glasses, distilled water, saffron in solution, forceps, brush, needle, compound microscope, blotting paper, and a dropper. Procedure. Pour some distilled water from a bottle into a watch glass. Take half a piece of onion and remove leaves from the onion piece. Remove a piece of transparent onion peel with a forceps. Put the epidermis into a watch glass containing distilled water. Take some saffron in solution using a dropper. Put a few drops of saffron in solution into another watch glass. Using a brush, transfer the peel into the watch glass containing saffron in solution. Keep the epidermis for 30 seconds in saffron in solution so the peel can become stained. Take the peel from the saffron in solution using the brush and put it in the watch glass containing distilled water. Using a dropper, take some glycerine and put 2 to 3 drops of glycerine in the middle of a dry glass slide. Transfer the peel to the slide containing glycerine using the brush. Take a cover slip and place it gently on the peel with the help of a needle. Remove the extra glycerine using a blotting paper. Take the glass slide and place it under the compound microscope. View the slide under the compound microscope. Observation. A large number of regularly shaped cells are lying side by side. Each cell has a distinct cell wall. A distinct nucleus is present on the periphery of each cell. Lightly stained cytoplasm is observed in each cell. A large vacuole is present in the center of each cell.
By the help of virtual lab video, the student can be able to perform scientific experiment, individual activity. Now in this slide, you can see students are busy in hand-on activity and apply in this skill phase. By the help of virtual lab video, the student can able to perform scientific experiment. In this slide, you can see students are busy in hand-on activity and apply their skill freely. Here also, same things happen. Student in busy in hand-on activity. Here students try to understand the scientific principle by the help of activity. Now I request to all my colleagues to involve in this activity as a student. Try to find out the word related to space. Yes.
Star.
Yes. Very good.
Moon. Planet. Space. Comet.
Comment already.
Sun.
Sun.
Space.
Space.
Space
Space
word.
word.
Astronaut.
Rocket.
हो गया.
Rocket.
Star. Star.
Star already.
Space. Space. Cup.
All pictures are given.
Planets.
One was left. You are
Planet.
you.
Planet.
You
Planet.
Now we can arrange a class activity directly. The topic. Suppose we select today's topic is photosynthesis. But one thing is very important that before arrange any activity as a teacher, we must explain the topic well in class. Now come to the class activity. A plant pigment that absorbs sunlight. The link between the energy that carnivores get from eating to the energy captured by photosynthesis. Yes. Chlorophyll to absorb every color of sunlight except this. Chlorophyll absorbs every color. Green. A compound needed for photosynthesis.
Carbon dioxide.
The product of photosynthesis.
Glucose and oxygen. Glucose.
Yes. According to the box. The process by which plants and some bacteria use the energy from sunlight to produce sugar. Photosynthesis. Part of the plant where photosynthesis generally occurs. A compound needed for photosynthesis. Five boxes are there. Water. An animal that eats plants. A byproduct of photosynthesis. Number 10. Number of molecules of oxygen produced along with one molecule of sugar. 6. Very good. Now we go. Sir.
चलिए ना मोबाइल में देख के क्लियर नहीं है क्लियर है हाँ 10-15 10 मिनट
this motivation. First of all, thank you guys for your support and love. This is our new initiative to know more about our leaders. If you are not subscribed yet, please subscribe this channel. What comes into your mind when you hear the name Civil? The inventor, the explorer, the scientist. So Chandrasekhar, the Indian physicist who made his motherland proud by becoming the first Indian to win the Nobel Prize for Physics. So, who is this Civil? How did he achieve all the things? And what is the story behind it? In this video, we will find out. Sir Chandrasekhar Venkatraman was born on November 7, 1888 in the city of Tiruchirappalli, Madras. Raman's father was Chandrasekhar Ramanathan Iyer and his mother was Parvati Amman. His father, initially a school teacher and became a lecturer in mathematics and physics in Visakhapatnam. He displayed a brilliant mind even as a child and passed his matriculation examination when he was just 11. In 1903, aged just 40, Raman set off for great city of Madras, now known as Chennai, to live in a hostel and begin a bachelor's degree at Presidency College. He topped the exam and won a gold medal. 3 years later, he earned his MA degree in 1907. He was deeply interested in science. He appeared for the financial services examination at the insistence of his father. He topped the examination and went to Kolkata in 1907 to join the Indian Finance Department as an assistant accountant general. Still, his heart was in scientific research and he began conducting research at the Indian Association of Cultivation of Science during his free time. His job was very hectic, yet he was so dedicated towards science that he often spent nights at research. In 1917, he got the opportunity to join the University of Calcutta as the first parent professor of physics. Raman happily resigned from his government post to take up this position, though the new job paid much less than the previous one. Such was his dedication to science. During the late 1920s, he experimented on the scattering of light by observing the behavior of monochromatic light, which penetrated transparent materials and fell on spectrograph. This led to the discovery of what come to be known as Raman effect, which is presented at a meeting of scientists in 1928. He won the 1930s Nobel Prize in Physics for his work on the scattering of light and for the discovery of the Raman effect, becoming the first Indian to win Nobel Prize in Science. He was honored with the Bharat Ratna, India's first civilian award in 1954 in recognition of his invaluable contribution to the field of science. He was married on 6 May 1907 to Lokasundari Ammal. They had 2 sons, Chandrasekhar and Radhakrishnan. Raman was very deeply interested in musical instruments such as veena, violin and tabla. A few days before his 83rd birthday, Raman suffered a mild heart attack, but there was a quick recovery. He never dreamt of life without work. He had told his doctor, "I wish to live 100% active and fruitful life." Raman, a seeker of truth throughout his life, passed away on 21st of November 1970. So that's the story of the great Sri Raman. Thanks for watching. Share your thoughts in comment section. Thank you.
Thank you all of you for patience, hearing and tolerance.